Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly moves against unregistered dispatch riders. Stakeholders call for strong institutions to enable stable development dividends. Plus, Ibom Air commences operations from new ultra-modern terminal. Hello, welcome to NTAU News at this hour. My name is Okon Ndem. Thanks for joining us. Of course, you're watching us via our social media platforms on Facebook and YouTube. And now to the news. Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly has passed a resolution directing the Ministry of Transport to immediately commence and sustain a comprehensive review of existing operational guidelines regulating services of dispatch riders in the state, with a specific focus on identifying and sanctioning unregistered operators. The resolution was adopted following the consideration of a motion on the need to comprehensively enforce industry regulations and guidelines on unregistered dispatch riders in Akwa Ibom State by a member representing Isinodom State constituency, Prince Ukbong Akpabio. Assembly correspondent Nsika Rakon reports.
In his motion, Akpabio emphasizes the urgent need for stricter enforcement of regulation governing dispatch riding operations, citing growing security concerns, revenue leakages, and unfair competition arising from activities of unregistered operators.
These unregistered dispatch riders are a serious threat to the earnings of legitimately registered riders who, having paid their license fees, should be able to enjoy the full financial benefits that comes with such without illegal interference from unregistered operators.
In a related development, the House has directed Ministry of Justice to initiate the necessary processes with the National Judiciary Council and the President of the Court of Appeal for the establishment of a Court of Appeal division in Akwa Ibom State. The House also urges the provision of the requisite infrastructure and enabling environment needed to facilitate approval for the proposed Appellate Court Division. The resolution followed a motion sponsored by member representing Oroanam State constituency and Chief Whip of the House, Samson Idiong, on the need to establish a Court of Appeal Division in Akwa Ibom State. To advance the initiative, the House mandated its Committee on Judiciary, Justice, Human Rights and Public Petitions to communicate the resolution to the Akwa Ibom State Caucus in the National Assembly for further legislative engagement and support.
Further note that the substantial number of appellate cases before the nearest division of Court of Appeal in Calabar originate from Akwa Ibom State, thereby placing a heavy financial and logistic burden on our people. Stop that many of our citizens, litigants, lawyers, politicians, and government officials suffer casualties and are unable to pursue legitimate abuse due to poor conditions, road conditions, high transportation, accommodation costs, thereby limiting access to our justice.
Speaker Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly Udemotong directed the Clerk of the House, Nsikarobong Orok, to communicate all resolutions of the Assembly to the relevant authorities for immediate implementation and necessary action. Nsika Okon, NTA News.
In a related development, the third legislative session of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly has officially come to an end, with significant achievements in lawmaking and the consideration of bills aimed at advancing the state's development. The Speaker Udemotong is emphasizing that the 8th Assembly has been productive and focused on the needs of the people and the state's progress for the past 3 years. Again, Assembly correspondent Sikarakun reports.
The Speaker Udemotong says the House passed 44 bills in the first session, 27 bills in the second session, and 42 bills in the third session, stating that 88 motions were considered and deliberated upon within the first session of this assembly. Mr. Tong also says the second session considered 57 motions, while 58 motions were also considered during the third session.
I'm proud that this House has maintained a culture of mutual respect, constructive dialogue, and collective responsibilities. We have demonstrated that robust debates can coexist with unity of purpose, and that political diversity needs not become a barrier to development. As a representative of the people, we have never lost sight of the enormous trust reposed in us.
The Speaker attributes this result to the unity, cooperation and dedication of Assembly members, reiterating that the Assembly has consistently prioritized the interests of the people through effective lawmaking, oversight and representation.
As we look ahead to the future, we must remain focused on strengthening our legislative capacity, embracing innovations, promoting inclusiveness, and advancing policies that will improve the lives of our people in Akwa Ibom State. The journey ahead presents new opportunities and challenges. However, I am confident that unity, vision, integrity, and commitment, this Assembly will continue to rise to every occasion and leave the lasting legacies of service and excellence.
The Speaker also acknowledged the visionary leadership and developmental efforts of Governor Omoino, noting that through constructive collaboration and mutual respect with different arms of government, lawmakers have cultivated an environment conducive for growth and progress. Nsika Okon, NTA News.
Thank you, Nsika, for that report. We'll take our first commercial break. The news will continue after this time out. Please stay. Mind-blowing innovation in hospitality. Tastefully furnished rooms and apartments. Cozy restaurant with local and continental dishes. Exquisite bar. Standard laundry and car wash. Free Wi-Fi and 24-hour spa and water supply. Feel the superior quality of hospitality and luxury as you unwind and relish the comfort of life, all at the Silver Luxury Hotel, managed by Joy Hymns Limited, Itiam Utep Street, Plot 100 Units L, with Housing Estate, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. For inquiries and reservations, please call 0806 840 1220 or 0701 661 7341. The Silver Luxury Hotel, oasis of comfort.
Water is life. Aqua Cardinali Water provides the highest quality drinking water. Aqua Cardinali Water is owned by the Catholic Diocese of Uyo, produced and packaged by Cadisem Enterprises Nigeria. It is available in 19 liters dispenser jar, 60 cl sachet, 50 cl and 75 cl table water. Visit Aqua Cardinali Water at number 34 Dominic Utuk Avenue, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Drink Aqua Cardinali Water, certified by NAFDAC and Standard Organization of Nigeria. Call 0903-288-2958. Aqua Cardinali Water. Drink pure. Stay healthy.
Welcome back, and now to the rest of the news. In Akwa Ibom State, past and present administrations, in their efforts to bring democratic dividends to the people, adopt a development model that combines physical infrastructure with investments in the citizens. While this model has produced steady growth, improved livelihoods, and drive long-term development over the years, some analysts, however, say sustaining these gains require effective maintenance, strong institutions, and economic diversification. Clemens Barikwi has details.
Since the return to democratic rule in 1999, Akwa Ibom State has recorded significant progress in infrastructure and human capital development. Modern road networks, urban renewal projects, and public facilities have improved connectivity and boosted economic activities across the state.
You can see good roads all over the rural areas. You can see agricultural reformation in all the states. You can see hospitals.
In tourism and aviation, landmark investments such as the Gasula Akpabio International Stadium, Victor Ata International Airport, Udom Emmanuel Towers, and the upcoming Arise Palm Resort have enhanced the state's profile, creating jobs and supporting business growth. Beyond infrastructure, government investment in healthcare and education have expanded access to essential services, while youth empowerment and skills acquisition programs have provided economic opportunities for thousands of residents.
The state is really trying in terms of education. Our children are going to school free, and there is no even they have even started to develop some infrastructure in the schools.
God has been faithful to us, has blessed us with leaders who are compassionate about the growth of Akwa Ibom State. But that does not mean that we have not had our own fair share of ups and downs.
For many residents, Akwa Ibom State's experience offers a key lesson that consistent planning, policy continuity, and strategic investment can translate democratic governance into measurable development outcomes.
We keep seeing successive administration building on the gains of the previous administration, and that to me is a big plus for the state.
I would also want to advise the administration, if it is possible, engage in projects that you can commission. Projects that will be fruitful, that will come on stream before you leave.
The present administration in the state is already building on the legacies of past leaders through the completion of projects started by them and initiating new ones. This is one way to promote growth, improve livelihoods, and drive long-term development. Clement Barikui, NTA.
Thank you, Clement. Ibom Air has commenced flight operations from the newly completed ultra-modern terminal of the Victor Ata International Airport, Uyo, marking another milestone in the development of aviation infrastructure in Akwa Ibom State. Calvin Samuel reports that the transition is expected to enhance passenger experience, improve efficiency, and position the airport as a major aviation hub.
The atmosphere was that of excitement and renewed confidence as passengers arrived at the new terminal facility of the Victor Ata International Airport, Uyo, for Ibom Air flights. The new terminal, described as a modern aviation facility, comes with improved passenger conveniences, upgraded facilities, and a more seamless travel process from check-in to boarding. For travelers, the change represents more than a new building. It reflects a growing ambition to provide world-class aviation services and strengthen connectivity within and beyond Akwa Ibom State.
From what I'm seeing, I'm really proud of the state government and what they put in place. It's quite a humongous project and an edifice for that matter.
You see, this is awesome. The new airport is a dream come true.
Very top, very top. I want to liken it to like one of the international airports, the standard I'm saying here.
This is really international and the feeling is good and the experience is amazing too.
The management of Ibom Air says the move is part of effort to improve operational efficiency and deliver better services to the passengers.
The old terminal was just, in my view, a little store. There's nothing there. Here, this is terminal. It's escalators, lifts, check-in counters, shops, facilities that are high-tech, very, very high-tech. So we've moved from a little hut into a proper terminal. That's
Our check-in area is properly structured now. Everything works well. We have conveyor belts that, will take bags, the way it should happen in the best airports in the world.
I'd like to thank His Excellency Pastor Omo Obaseno for giving us this facility. It has always been a desire to enhance the experiences of our customers.
The airline had earlier announced that from June 14, all its flights would operate from the new terminal. With the upgrade of the Victor Atai International Airport and the continued expansion of Ibom Air, Akwa Ibom State is strengthening its place in Nigeria's aviation landscape. From the Victor Atai International Airport, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.
Another break back and some more stories as we return. Please stay.
The chairman and members of the governing council of the University of Uyo cordially invites the public to a special appreciation and transition ceremony in honor of the outgoing acting vice chancellor, Professor Samuel Odewumi, and the unveiling of the 9th vice chancellor of the university, Professor Christopher N. Ekong. Lineup of activities: novelty football match on Sunday, 14th June 2026 at the University of Uyo Mini Stadium, Town Campus, Iba Road, Uyo. Time 3 p.m. Tuesday, 16th June 2026. Thanksgiving service at Victory Chapel, Town Campus, Iba Road, Uyo at 8 a.m. Followed by the inauguration of the 9th Vice Chancellor at 10 a.m. Venue: 1,000-seater capacity TET Fund Auditorium, Main Campus, Uariba Road, Uyo. Chief host: Dr. Moise Banire, OONSAN, Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Governing Council. Host: Mrs. Blossom Okore, Registrar and Secretary to Council.
Welcome back. Glad to know you're still there. With the 2027 general elections just months away, the Independent National Electoral Commission in Akwa Ibom State says voter registration is a civic duty every citizen must embrace. INEC says it is walking the talk by taking sensitization campaigns across all local government areas to get more residents involved in the electoral process. Edidion Iba reports.
I get my PVC, not in Comato. If you get your PVC, Commandant.
This time, the train is at Ikorepene local government area of the state. The message is simple: get involved in the electoral process, register and collect your permanent voter card. The advocacy and sensitization tour featured sharing of information flyers and one-on-one interaction with residents of the area. The team moved across strategic points in Ikorepene, engaging residents in local dialects to drive home the importance of the voter registration. The resident electoral commissioner for Akwa Ibom State, Professor Anubum Onwara, who led the tour, decries the low turnout of citizens, saying the ongoing exercise offers a final window for eligible voters to get registered.
It's part of the voters' education, making sure that people are aware the election has started. It is a process and not an event.
Other stakeholders, including the National Orientation Agency, promise effective collaboration to ensure that the message reaches a wider audience.
This is the time we are encouraging everybody to go out and have the card so that they can vote for whoever they want.
The final phase of the 2026 nationwide voter registration, which is currently taking place at 329 wards across the 31 local government areas of the state, including INEC offices, will end on July 10. Edidion Iba, NTA News.
It is an undisputable reality that the Nigerian child is part of the country's treasure. Despite these, many children across the nation continue to face harsh realities and growing challenges that threaten not only their well-being, but also the future of the nation. Charity James in this report examines the plight of Nigerian children and how to secure a brighter future for every Nigerian child.
It is commonplace knowledge that children are a special gift from God and the hope of any nation. In Nigeria, the children have continued to display exceptional brilliance in creativity, resilience in academics, sports, music, and other potential embedded in them.
Today indeed is a great day. My best
Despite enormous potential, Nigerian children remain vulnerable in society, battling several challenges ranging from environmental, social, and economic factors, which do not only affect their growth, but also threaten the future of Nigeria from actualizing its ideals among the Committee of Nations.
Many children suffer of hawking. Instead of going to school, they do work that they are not meant to do, which their parents force them to do, and it is not good for them.
We also have a situation whereby Nigerian parents force their girl children into early marriages, which is very wrong. A child is supposed to be allowed to go to school and marry at the appropriate age and at their will.
Children are being harassed, they are picked up from the streets. Some even do disguise as if to come in a way that and do as if they know our parents. They will pick us to unknown locations and then slaughter us, then use us for rituals and all those things. And I also think that parents that normally go out, they drink alcohol, they smoke, they just come back and start beating their children for no reason, making them harassed and making them to live in a world that they don't feel free.
You discover that some children will come to the school and then they will faint. You ask them, did you eat when you leave the house? They said no. Why? Their parents were not around. So a Nigerian child is faced with so much challenge. What about child abuse? Today we see children being kidnapped, we see children living as house help, and then those house help will have to trek for miles to school.
Rape even in the house, not to talk about outside. We have seen another thing like child labor, child battering.
For some Nigerian children and others, hope begins with protection, care, and opportunity.
They said compulsory, free and compulsory education, and we need to emphasize and we need to enforce this again. And the security agencies need to go on the street and also arrest these children and take these children back to the classroom. And also, a government should cater for these children, and parents also should take care of these children in terms of insecurity. They should not leave these children to walk alone.
I appeal to government to enforce child rights law.
Government should tighten security for children to make them feel better.
As the country continues to work towards national development, it is the belief of many that investing in the well-being, education, and protection of children remains some of the surest ways of building a stronger Nigeria. In Uyo, Charity James, NTA News.
Thank you, Charity, for that report. And with that, we've come to our end of our package tonight. Thanks for watching, and good night.
Registered dispatch riders kestem mi po woiso wo ebo yak menam men wanda utum kestem manatoro eri dia ofon oka
Adam pofre we mai riongo ke
kangin mi komisi kamene yem ke ibibion kere basenya ekpenyong ya ikup memboxini ni yem ke u fagutum u bombe sete mi ekwenge ke yogi kpege ita ammo mfon tonga ke do goitie ke uka ata tan ko fagutum u bombe sete mi ture metong atanga ba men wonda mpo se u fagutum mi nanga yagi kup mbom
Ada worke fongbe stenyen ete ureme atong amano unyemme ke mention sio mbet anbon eba ke ufongbe stenyen eke noro eka ndien ema nyemme ndusok mbet ke akpa ikpege ye nama ikpege ba koro anama ikpege tanku ndien ke mbet eke nyemme kemi akero ke ufon mbonowo ke obio Anyongodo ufon abigi ben ufuro yenkot irogobio nko. Adai worke ufong bestenyen. Aboke ami adokit adai woke ufong bestenyen ama boke adinamami akronen akene adidianakit abagake atu mbon ena mutumke ufong bestenyen nen kuke mbet ay ke benedi akbukuro imo kimi karibo ken ndosok ke imino onyamme adigido ku fonawo yeke adiben ufuro nsoko biyonko nyema kom ete umayno ke mentimpo anye anangake aboke senam ke ufong bestenyen asangake kemye akikere ete umayno aniere abanga Akwa Ibom State. Mi kuyo emediomo comme NTA.
Ketange bangam buba umega wonsen ke fumuka mesoko ade ku fanga fyong ifang asoko di do kiso ndutum mone segem ko banga ndutuma mekoto Independent National Electoral Commission aine kibibio ke setemi ebo mono wo yagaida ukan kesene yang ken wure yogo nte panpo maedi kene iwana kedina mami yaikombom
from Funke, awu igimi na makarami, janye waka, ke tumum fremi, ja waka because ama wonsen lunga atio itia ba so kadiro eya tre uruka niki boba. Paridi ini bombom, igere ka mi fiwuro. Abere ma anya ni bokoso, di island, di bokaba ibokiso, no information for get you garafo, abere nge garafo. Abere ibi pokitia su gwadi Ali lokase jem lokitie buga ere kukitie buno
Israel 18 years old to anya nya buzu nyagba wori di ga die inge bugu review bo ini osuo ini ma boris busi ebonomu review bo bu ayonu nwoku wori traga eri ane ko bisema la defi ebe bu bu sugyo
Isa anyi mo fotom ainek ben isang taranyen am yegesmi korik bene local government area Etoboro yang bonowo ewo kai kesene yang ebong beru fi ubok ekoto voter card de memento wet abang ke setangami enyo itang no anwang bonowo na anante enam yitente mo enante kaya egebong beru fi ubok ekoto voter card me commissioner of autumn aine ke Akwa Ibom State Professor Onoha ado sigira rusonke isangami amase mebanga na bonowo mi ma adi wonkan ge bongwe ufi uba kutu votaka ayo ngatanke akpatrini ke enomi bonu fo utem noa e mai wongo adi swan etewo minko ndien usanany
kan mi be ri wo tan bon kon te pengen bu be yum so sama kem pang to min kire ba senya be yon asere